What's going on, guys? So I want to talk to you guys about a recent programmatic SEO kind of case study live website kind of build that I'm doing. So as you guys know, Clicks.so is my SEO software that I'm building. And for the longest time, I have basically had no traffic, which is kind of embarrassing for an SEO tool to have no traffic. So I decided to kind of test some things out with programmatic. And so today, we're basically going to be talking about what's working, what isn't. I'm going to share everything with you guys. Any questions, just let me know in the comments. So before that, what is programmatic? Very important that we all understand what we're talking about. So basically, the number one thing is I didn't really want to write a blog post. I'd written a few in the past and they hadn't done too well. Honestly, most of these blog posts, I was just testing different AI writers. So I wanted to kind of create content at scale. And it's hard to create really high quality blog posts at scale while maintaining quality. With AI, I'm sure you can figure it out, but I'm not really a fan. So anyway, I wanted to do some programmatic stuff. So what is programmatic? So basically you apply a content template to a specific data set that you have, and that allows you to create pages at scale. So weather.com is a perfect example here. So for example, we're taking a look at the weather today in Madrid. So take note of this template. So it's a perfectly optimized, we're not gonna go into the on page and all that, but it's a perfectly optimized kind of page. The titles, the H1s, the meta description, everything is perfectly built. And so what they do is they apply a specific data set of different locations and different weather data for that location, and they create a bunch of pages at scale, right? So we have this Madrid one, but if we click into the Barcelona one, we're going to see it's exactly the same visually and also kind of on page wise and structurally wise, the HTML as well as basically the same page, but the data inside of that page is obviously different, and that provides a different type of value. So when you do something like this, you can basically create a bunch of pages at scale. So imagine weather.com, how many pages they must have for all the different locations, towns, cities, etc. So I wanted to do the same, but with clicks. So this is what's working right now. So if we actually go to the last 3 months here, we're going to see things kind of spiked quite intensely to a max of 657 clicks from an earlier like 5 to 10 clicks a day, maybe a month before that, which is kind of crazy. So what is working? So basically, I'm going to show you guys how I found all those keywords in a second, just some really simple competitor analysis. But these are the folders that are working for clicks, right? So there's 3 different experiment folders. And by folders, I mean just sections on kind of the marketing site. So top websites by traffic, that was kind of like one of the main keyword sections that I found. Again, I'll show you guys how I found those keywords in a second. Top keywords by country and top keywords by category. And I have all this data right inside of Clicks. It's an SEO tool with a bunch of data. So I have all this data. So why wouldn't I make those pages? And so if we go to the website here, scroll back up under resources. So top websites, top searches by category, and popular keywords by category. So for top websites, I basically built like the top 1,000 websites. And so when you click into any of these, it'll tell you like hotels.com. So how much estimated traffic, the organic keywords, when was last updated, the backlink statistics, the keyword positioning, their top competitors, the top keywords, so on and so forth. So pretty big, kind of massive chunk of the page. Some data down here just to add some more keywords to the H2s. And again, this is all kind of dynamically generated based on the specific data that I have for this website, and also based on the different keywords that I want to rank for. So this is dynamically generated over the 1,000+ pages that I have here, right? So really cool. So this is probably doing the best. Now, I also have top Google searches by country. So for example, if you go to Algeria, again, just top Google searches in Algeria, and I might be ranking for that. So then I just have the top 200 most searched keywords, all those keywords there, the search volume, difficulty, so on. And then, yeah, just some more content down here. It doesn't look great. And then other countries, just internal links to all those other pages. Make sure that all those pages have great potential of ranking. Last one here is the most popular keywords by category, right? And then we also see a little internal link here to that other subfolder I just showed you guys. So for example, business keywords. So we go into business here, it'll give you the search volume, the difficulty, the CPC, kind of just some content here, just to help me rank, phrase match, and related keywords. And these are all the different keywords, right? So let's take a look at what is actually ranking well. So the main thing is top websites actually shot up really quickly. And that's been kind of not this exactly. So this has kind of been like the main subfolder that kind of popped, but now it's kind of dying, which is less than ideal. And basically what happens is I end up ranking for kind of massive websites. So this is the biggest one, croxyproxy.com. And we can see that a lot of those clicks are coming for that page. Now there's a few websites here, as we can see here. There are some porn websites here. I basically just took the top 1,000 websites that had the most amount of traffic. And some of those are kind of R-rated websites or whatever you want to call them, which is unfortunate. So we're going to talk about as well kind of like what's the quality of this traffic in a second, but first I just want to show you guys here's another subfolder. So this is like the popular categories. This one's actually doing quite well, so pretty stable, bringing in some decent traffic. And so that's like based on popular keywords, so Christmas keywords, beauty product keywords, movie keywords, as I showed you guys just now. So this subfolder is doing quite well. And then we have the other one, I think, is searches. So this one's also doing quite well, quite steady here. So top searches in Pakistan, top searches in Sri Lanka, Egypt, Greece, so on and so forth. So getting a decent amount of clicks here, and this one seems to be growing quite steadily. So that's pretty sick. So how did I find these keywords? So honestly, really simple competitor analysis. I'll show you guys how to do this really quickly. So inside of site stats, and you guys can do this with any other SEO tool, one of my competitors is keysearch.co. And if you check out some of their keywords here, we're going to see that right away, there's like a really obvious patterns here. So take note of this. So top keywords just comes up really quickly. These are kind of top keywords again. So these are just different keywords that these guys are ranking for. And they have this really obvious subfolder that's there. And so I kind of checked it out and decided to do the same thing because why not? I also have that data. Same thing happened with semrush.com. I took a look at their top keywords and also really interesting here. We have some of those R-rated keywords, but again, website, they have this kind of website subfolder where they're showing the top 1,000 or 10,000 websites and their traffic. And so they end up ranking for a lot of these websites. They're ranking for OnlyFans, which is insane. And so I also have that data. So again, why not create that myself? And so that's basically that. Now let's talk about the conversion rates. So clearly, not going to be great conversion rates, but again, that wasn't really my goal. I just want to see how far I could kind of push it in terms of just like creating these pages, indexing these pages, and then seeing if people actually came onto the website, and a bunch of people have, right? So that's cool to see. And again, if the conversion isn't great, which is a fact, but this can also lead to backlinks, right? Since these are quite high value pages, right? So take a look at Wikipedia. You can see, I don't know, the different keywords that they're ranking for and how it's growing, the different competitors, whatever it is, right? So these are pages that are quite shareable. And so that can lead to other things. But again, any type of traffic at the end of the day is good because it can turn into something else. So that's basically it, guys. What's next? I'm creating free tools because again, just from a really simple kind of competitor analysis, we can also see SEMrush, KeySearch, Ahrefs, all these guys have free tools. I can't find anything right now. But oh, here's one. So good content AI text generator, right? So these type of pages I think are pretty easy to create. And so I'm working on that right now. So free tools, as you guys can see, this isn't even live. So just going to create some of those free tools. These can also rank quite well, can also be a great kind of link generator for the website, which is solid. And then I'm also going to be creating some more programmatic stuff, kind of a secret thing that I don't want to share because I don't want people to copy just yet because I think it has a lot of potential. So if you guys are interested in that, definitely subscribe. And that's basically it, guys. Merry Christmas. I'll see you guys next year. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.